My name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavengavengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, PM announces massive pay rise for NFA workers. Loyal ATS workers hold the fort. And PDP duo resign from party.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
436 staff of the National Fire Authority will receive an average of 21% increase in their base salaries backdated to August. This was announced by Prime Minister Vorengeng Bainimarama at the Coro Fire Station today, along with the implementation of the job evaluations for all NFA positions. Kelly Vavala reports.
Christmas came early for these NFA workers at Coro after a backdated pay increase was approved by government.
This pay increase is backdated to the 1st of August 2017. And the payment, I understand, has been processed and amounts to around $564,000.
The Prime Minister says this has resulted in the upgrading of all positions to the median range of the all organizations' market-based salary.
My government is very happy that such job evaluation will now better reflect the value of the work being carried out by our firefighters, our fire officers and support staff of the National Fire Authority. More importantly, it is pleasing to see the adoption and implementation of the new performance management system that will effectively measure the performance of all National Fire Authority staff.
NFA Chair John O'Connor says job evaluations will set the salary structure right.
This is the first ever job evaluation that has been done to properly evaluate their jobs and set the salary structure appropriate to the work they're currently doing. So the firefighters have been waiting for a long time.
The pay increase is timely to all the staff of the National Fire Authority as everyone looks forward to Christmas and the New Year. But most importantly, while many Fijians are taking a break this festive season, firefighters will remain vigilant and continue with their duty around the clock to ensure fire safety. Kelly Vatala, FBC News.
Some Air Terminal Services Limited staff who are still on the job have revealed that despite some of the extra hours of shift work, they have been coping well considering the current situation. The standoff between a group of ATS workers and ATS management is into its 6th day. The FBC was able to speak to some of the workers who have stayed on duty.
It hasn't also been easy for some ATS staff who are still at work, making sure things continue to run smoothly despite the current situation at hand.
Honestly, it is hard at times, but well, everything is operating normal here, mostly for us, for the ATS staff. Everything's been going normal. Passengers have been checking in on time. There have been delays, slight delays.
For one particular staff we spoke to, he was part of the ATS group that had illegally walked off. However, he changed his mind and decided to sign the letter and return to work.
First and foremost is my parents, just because they have to be here. And the second reason is, customer airlines. And if we don't give them the service they desire and they require of us, basically it's going to put a bad image and a negative impact on the community as well.
Similar sentiments were shared by other ATS staff who are still at work.
Well, it's not easy because we have a lot of our colleagues out there, and we are thinking about the situation as well because it's not easy. These are difficult times, and we've got a group of staff here who are constantly thinking about their welfare as well, and so is the rest of our team. And we think that I think for myself personally, I think that my job is important to me, considering that I have a family back home.
It has also been confirmed that 5 ATS staff have signed the letters given by the board to return to work. Philip and Ikaso, FBC News.
FBC News has received confirmation late this afternoon that 11 ATS staff have signed the letters given by the board. Meanwhile, in an interview with Radio Australia earlier this week, ATSET Secretary Vili Finau admitted that the action by the ATS workers was a strike. This is in contrast to what they have been claiming, that the action was not a strike.
And I heard an interview between Mr. Vili Finau and Bruce Hill of ABC. In the story, and I urge you all to listen to it, in the story, Mr. Vili Finau starts off by saying, oh, it's not a strike, and we were attending a meeting. But in the middle of the story, around about 1 minute 50, he says to Mr. Hill, he says, we are hearing that we are not the only ones going on strike. So he admits it's a strike. And then Bruce Hill says, what is the effect of the strike on airline passengers? And Mr. Finau does not correct him and goes on to answer the question. So not only does he admit that it was a strike, he does not correct someone who actually calls it a strike. So where is that argument about that this is not a strike? It was legal and people were attending a meeting.
Air Terminal Services Limited Acting Chief Executive Hari Mani has refuted statements of a bonus being given to the ATS staff who decide to sign the letter of returning to work. Mani said he knows where the false rumours came from.
It's Felix Anthony who's saying that we'll be offering bonuses. We're not going to offer bonuses. The conditions for return are very clear on the forms. There are no bonuses.
Air Terminal Services has advertised for 150 staff to fill positions for a 3-month temporary employment term. The positions range from loader, passenger assistance agent, kitchen cleaner, catering attendant, cook's assistant and airline cook, amongst others. The job descriptions and details of the positions were advertised in the dailies today. More than 90 ATS employees left their workstations on Saturday to attend an ATSET meeting, causing major disruption to flight operations and delaying international flight departures. This resulted in the management suspending those employees and telling them to show cause why they should not be summarily dismissed for acting irresponsibly. Former PDP leader Linda Tambuya and former PDP President Vijay Singh have officially resigned from the party. Election Supervisor Mohammed Saneem told FBC News he received confirmation of their resignations from the party this morning. Tambuya and Singh have resigned from PDP to form a union and contest the 2018 general elections under SADELPA's banner. PDP remains a registered party and is currently being run by Party General Secretary Pearl Antonio and Treasurer Mark Anthony. Tambuya was announced as one of the 30 provisional SADELPA candidates for next year's election, whilst Vijay Singh was appointed as one of the 3 SADELPA vice presidents. Still to come, heavy rain warning remains in force. And taxi business booms. Stay with us.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and ndo moi viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina ndo moi viti.
Kaya kuyaga sila tale, nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gagawin na sabale, nagundurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nando moi viti na bonga ni BNN.
Tropical disturbance TD04F is slow-moving towards Fiji and is anticipated to possibly intensify into a tropical depression. The Fiji Meteorological Office says TD04F was analysed to the far northwest of Fiji near Vanuatu. Meanwhile, an active trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain remains slow-moving over the country. There will be periods of rain, heavy at times, and few squally thunderstorms over Vanuatu, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands. Sawa and northern Lao Group. Elsewhere, expect occasional rain, heavy at times, and a few thunderstorms. Rain becoming heavy and frequent from later this evening. Associated cloud and rain affects Rotuma and northern parts of Fiji, Tuvalu, Tokelau, Niue, Samoa, and southern Cooks. With only a few days before Christmas, most taxi drivers have already earned more income than expected. FBC News was wandering in town today, speaking to taxi drivers who are busy transporting people from place to place. Savara Tumbo reports.
This is the situation in the main city this morning. You hardly seen any taxis parked at the stand since they have so many jobs to do. According to the taxi drivers, this is the time when they enjoy providing service the most.
I love working during this period because I earn more within a few minutes.
It's good. It's a different story for a few drivers who are concerned about traffic congestion.
Too much here. That's why very hard for the job here.
Traffic, and do the job nicely.
Meanwhile, some taxi customers are not too happy about the attitude of some drivers.
I waited for 2 hours to catch a taxi, but unfortunately I couldn't find one.
These drivers only prefers long runs, and I believe that shouldn't be the case.
Public is advised to check their shopping items very carefully before exiting their taxi during this busy period. Samira Tambua, FBC News.
Most traffic signals were out in the capital city this morning, creating a major hindrance for traffic, heavier than usual because of last-minute Christmas shopping. FBC News visited streets of Suva earlier today and caught up with motorists and commuters caught in traffic who expressed their concerns on the issue. Sanyani Boiler reports.
During the morning in the city of Suva, motorists and pedestrians struggled as most traffic lights were not working.
This traffic signal is a concern for us motorists. It has really taken up most of our time.
Rate should be paid as soon as possible for our benefit.
With this traffic, we can't do much. We will just have to be patient and go with the flow.
Traffic lights in the city that are unoperational include Robertson Road, Rodwell Road Mid-Block, Rewa Street and Namboa. The Fiji Roads Authority says most of the faulty traffic lights are outdated and need replacement. The adds warning signs are being installed and maintained to assure public safety. Some signs have already been placed by FRA road workers, while others should be ready in a week. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The visit by Health Minister Rosie Akbar to the Samambula Senior Citizens Home brought smiles to the faces of many. The minister visited the 58 senior citizens at the home and provided them lunch. The oldest member of the home is 101 years old. Akbar once again is urging families to care for the senior citizens by showing them compassion this festive season.
I would urge family members, children, parents, cousins, brothers and sisters to take time out. And not only visit them, but rethink as to where you want your loved ones to be.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, FRU hails successful 2017 rugby season, but we now join Akusita Tale for the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. Coming up, inflationary outcomes moderate since May, says RBF. And in growing Fiji New Health Center for Nassau Village. Stay with us.
Moala radada ranavika au tikongona tauna singatoka andou talisaka na vakaronga na Mbula FM number 2 na serre
ya dora chubuni kurna bili borani batukara hambara binaranga do talitakina na vakaronga na Mbula FM number 2 na serre
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Leading business tonight in its latest economic review, the Reserve Bank of Fiji says inflationary outcomes have moderated further since May. This is on account of low global oil and food prices, as well as the normalization of supply of market items following the spate of natural disasters in 2016. Annual inflation in November was unchanged at 2.6%, but lower than the 4.3% recorded in the same period last year. Higher prices for alcohol, tobacco, yangona and fuel contributed positively to the inflation outcome, although partly offset by lower prices of food and non-alcoholic beverages, which have been on a decline since March. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
Thank you. A brief update on the money market today. The US third quarter GDP came in at 3.2% against 3.3% forecast. Data showed that the US economy grew at its fastest pace in more than 2 years, boosted by robust business spending. Meanwhile, major equity indexes started the day on a high note as investors cheered yet another set of upbeat macroeconomic data. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 59.87 points, the S&P 500 rose 5.81 points, and the Nasdaq Composite finished the day 5.81 points higher. Canada's inflation data came in at 2.1%. This means the annual pace of inflation has now surpassed the Bank of Canada's ideal target of 2%. That's all from the finance market, and on behalf of HFC Bank and myself, I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Stay safe, and I will see you again next week. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Now looking at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. The dollar rose against all apart from our neighbors Australia and New Zealand, which both had their dollars strengthened. As for the commodities market, oil prices rose to $58.20 a barrel, gold dropped to $1,266.28 an ounce, and silver also dropped to end at 16.12 an ounce. And in growing Fiji, work on the new Nassau Health Center on Coro Island is underway. The villagers, especially the pregnant mothers, will no longer have to endure a long journey to Suva to access health services. Anna Ravulo was in Coro and filed this report.
The new health centre is the answer to the prayers of many villagers, as they will be able to access health services at their doorstep.
We always go to Suva, but we face a lot of challenges such as weather conditions where ships are not able to come to Coro. Sometimes there is an emergency. Helicopters are not able to come, but with the new facility, our health needs will be met here on our village.
The centre will include a maternity unit as well.
This will include an upgraded nurses station and treatment room and a new maternity ward. We're also enabling dental services to be provided here. There will be a large sheltered and structure for a waiting area that will be, and the whole system and the whole facility will be fully equipped and solar powered. And the whole facility is designed and built to withstand Category 5 cyclones and also act as a safe haven in the event of an emergency.
The maternity ward, which will be built right here, will cater for all pregnant women in 14 villages on Coro Island. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
And that's business this evening. Now to sports. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Akasita, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Bula FM Maras Volleyball Tournament launched today.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Fiji National Rugby League Board Chair Filimoni Wasorongo says the 2017 season has been a successful one.
There is the payments that have been due to them from Fiji National Rugby League that during the World Cup period that have all been paid out. There is one payment that is outstanding, and that is from the Rugby League World Cup prize money. But that money comes from one Australian account to another Australian account, and then it's distributed from there.
The Mbula FM Maris Volleyball Tournament was officially launched today. The organizers also received $12,500 from its main sponsor, FBC radio stations Mbula FM. 30 men's and women's teams are expected to take part in the tournament. Lucy Tangithakimbao reports.
The Mbula FM Maris Volleyball Tournament is getting bigger every year. The tournament not only helps develop the sport as grassroots level, but also encourages new players to join.
We've been receiving calls even before the launch. They were called from teams from the West and even from the one with champion teams in Suba, Rewa and Rewanga. They've been calling, asking when is our tournament.
There is something different in this year's competition as prizes are up for grabs for those that reach the elimination round.
Prizes, starting from pool games. Every team that wins in the pool game gets $50 per game, and this carries on towards the finals. And for teams that do not qualify for the eliminations on the second day, we give them the opportunity.
Mbula FM has been sponsoring the Maris volleyball team for the past 5 years.
Mbula FM is so proud and glad to have this a tournament with the Maris Volleyball Club, and we are so thankful.
The Mbula FM Maris Volleyball Tournament will be held at the Vodafone Arena from the 26th to the 27th of next month. Luciana Tangithakimbao, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Rugby Union says the 2017 season has been prosperous, especially for local rugby competitions.
It's our players to play at a good level of competition domestically. It also creates pathway to Andrua and then on to the Flying Fijians. Yeah? So, yeah, domestically we're quite happy with the competition. We're already planning for next year. We'll see how things go.
Bowls Fiji have a busy year ahead of them as it looks to stamp its mark again on the international scene. After getting the green light from the Fiji Association of Sports and National Olympic Committee, the Fiji bowlers look forward to giving it their best shot at the Commonwealth Games. Bowls Fiji Secretary Abdul Kalim says first they will enjoy the festive season before preparations begin for the next competition.
2017 has been a very successful year for Bowls Fiji. We've had all our competitions finish on time, and we've also managed to select the team for the Commonwealth Games. The women's team, they're still to go through a final trial, which will be in the second week of January, but our men's team has been finalized.
Meanwhile, 2017 has been regarded as Fiji AFL's most successful year since the league began in 2009. The sport overcame some hard times to see its development efforts skyrocket this season. Development Officer Simon Highfield says AFL Fiji has a brighter future ahead.
Undoubtedly, 2017 has been the biggest year of AFL ever in Fiji. We saw our participation numbers grow nearly 100%. We competed at the International Cup for the senior men and women and finished 8th and 5th, which are our best results respectively.
That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and wonderful segment, Volvo begins a field test for phase 1 of autonomous vehicles. That's coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko ndo talita na Radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nando nga. Gitu talita gini ang gagawin na sibale, nagundurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na domoy viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, Eve V has the chops to battle the Microsoft Surface Pro. Designed by a committee, the 2-in-1 hybrid PC proves that a lot of minds can think alike to make a great product. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello to you and to the long weekend. I'm pretty sure you are amazingly excited. Well, definitely I am. But for our weather, it's quite baffled itself. We'll find out in a while. Taking a look in the west, there were showers on this side, keeping it cool. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, majorly a dry day with afternoon showers. And up north, cloudy periods were around. At sea, east to southeast winds 20 to 30 knots with rough to very rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 10:14 with low tide at 4:43. Sunrise will be at 6:29. For tomorrow, the day will be quite clear and cloudy with light showers indicated. Tomorrow's dance Lotoka by Lambasa will be hot with highs of 31 degrees. And looking further on to Sunday, we're looking at cloudy periods. And before I go, I wish you all a very jolly Christmas. Enjoy yourselves to the max. And it's back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, here's the FBC staff with Christmas wishes for you all.
From here at FBC, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas
and a prosperous New Year.
So I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'd like to wish everyone a blessed Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Bula Fiji, just want to wish you all a blessed Christmas from my family to yours and a glorious and safe New Year.
Recapping the main stories, PM announces massive pay rise for NFA workers. Loyal ATS workers hold the fort. And 3 days out from Christmas and taxi drivers are raking in the cash. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should more neighbourhood watch zones be set up to counter criminal activities? Visit our FBC website to answer. And before we go, our shot of the day. Ayush Lal sent in this beautiful picture of his pet. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe and enjoyable Christmas long weekend. Blessings and love to you all. Bye for now.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo sekolah untuk talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kena domoy viti.
Kaya kuyago sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela, nanggunto rongo. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti na bonga ni BNN.